were welcomed with open arms. We dined, we played, and we made memories we will definitely treasure.
At syempre, hindi makukumpleto ang pagpunta natin sa Batangas nang hindi sinusubukan aring lomi.
Yesterday was a blast and you guys cheered with us every step of the way.
Today, expect the same intensity and passion because this is the 2025 PVL on Tour. Batangas City, this is the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
We welcome you to day 2 of our PVL on tour here in the Batangas City Sports Center in Batangas City, where we have Pool A teams seeing action this weekend. For our first game today, it will be the Petro Gazz Angels going up against the Galeries Tower Highrisers, who are both seeking their first win here in the on-tour conference. Meanwhile, on the next game, we will be seeing the Chocumucho Flying Titans going up against the Next Led Chameleons for Game 2 of this afternoon's doubleheader. Milo Pablo and the Petro Gazz Angels will be going up against Gene Assis, the super rookie of the Galeries Tower Highrisers today. As I mentioned, both teams are looking for their first win here in the on-tour conference. Mela Tunay with me today. My name is Miguel de Guzman, and our courtside reporter for today will be Jana Ejido. Jana, Mela, welcome to the show.
Welcome at magandang hapon sa ating mga kabayan din sa Batangas.
I'm so excited. It's my first time in Batangas. So we have good games to close out our 4 games here this weekend.
Jana, you mentioned it's your first time.
Yes.
Pero sa ating mga fans ng PVL, this is also the first PVL on tour preseason tournament. And for Batangas City, Mela, what a warm welcome the city has done for us. Pero syempre, we have to show our viewers the tournament format that we will be having.
So definitely ang ganda ng mga laban kahapon, but right now we take a look at the tournament format. Of course, we have 12 teams split into 2 pools. Pool A maglalaro this weekend at Batangas. Pool B naglaro last week sa Vigan, where in the top 2 in both pools will advance to the quarterfinals, and the bottom 4 will have to battle it out at the knockout round, and that round will determine which teams will get the remaining slots at the quarterfinals. At maghaharap nga dyan 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, and of course we head on over to our playoff rounds. So ang ating quarterfinals at semifinals naman, both will have a 1-game elimination format, but definitely yung ating semifinalists will automatically be qualified for our invitationals, which will happen right after the PVL on tour. And of course, finals natin at Battle for Bronze, it is a winner-take-all.
It's definitely must win every game here in the PVL dahil as Mela mentioned, every game matters to qualify for the Invitational Conference. Now, as we know, most of our teams don't have their Alas Pilipinas players. Petro Gazz will not be playing with Brooke Van Sickle and MJ Phillips, but you know, Mela, one person who has stepped up for the Petro Gazz Angels is none other than one of their veterans in Nicole Tiamzon.
Well, Nicole Tiamzon, hindi na yan bago dito sa Philippine Volleyball. Limited minutes before, of course, andyan ang kanilang mga MVP na sila BVS. But for Nicole Tiamzon, limited never meant hindi quality minutes, di ba? Lagi naman yung taking the opportunity when it strikes, and last game against Next Led, she took on that role, 15 big points, along with Buitre na silang dalawa yung pumalit actually for BVS and MJ Phillips, who are out for their last stint. But definitely, for Nicole Tiamzon, nakikita natin yung veteran savvy. They fell short yesterday against the young and gritty Next Led Chameleons, but she was one among the 5 spikers who were in double-digit output yesterday.
1 out of 5 spikers in double digits. And their offense is run by none other than their first-round pick, Tolentino.
Their first round and only pick in the draft was Tolentino. Siyempre, for this young lady, parang competitiveness really runs in her blood. She is from one of the most competitive collegiate programs from La Salle and against Nexled. 17 excellent sets lang naman against the Chameleons. And banggit nga natin, 5 players in double digits, 4 rather, and Dacoron almost in double digits yesterday. But nakita natin how clear her connection was with her veteran spikers.
Mela, she's only been in the league for 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, doon tayo nagkaroon ng ating PVL draft, and we will be talking about 2 rookies this afternoon. But then, before everything else, Jana Ejido has a report on us about
Yes, I just want to add on to that Jules Tolentino conversation that we are having, because 17 excellence in a 5-setter in your debut is such a stellar feat, and that's exactly what I got to chat about with Jules Tolentino in the dugout a while ago. Well, Jules told me that she did not expect to get that much playing time in her debut, and yes, it was a good performance for her, but she tells me she isn't satisfied just yet. She knows that she's still able to work a lot more, especially like you mentioned, Miguel, 3 weeks pa lang yan with Petro Gazz, and she says she's working with a lot of spikers to hone that connection. Well, Jules is also the youngest, not just the newest, the youngest Petro Gazz Angel, and she loves having that good balance from learning from her veteran ates. And one of that veteran ates that we got to talk about was Myla Pablo, who has a little something to say for us while the PVL on tour lands in Batangas.
Actually, minsan lang kami pumunta dito, pero sobrang happy kasi syempre grabe yung appreciate sa amin ng mga fans ng Batangas, and also nakasama din namin mga rookies namin dito sa PVL Tour. Sa totoo lang, sobrang happy kasi syempre daming mga nakaka-appreciate sa amin, yung mga fans ng Batangas, and syempre overwhelmed din talaga na maglaro dito, nakaka-excite din. Maraming salamat sa mga Batangas City and also sa lahat ng volleyball fans na sumusuporta sa amin. And lagi niyo po kami suportahan sa mga bawat games po namin, and syempre sa mga fans po ng Petro Gazz Angels.
Alright, and that's our feature on Myla Pablo. Now, we talked about Jules Tolentino. We can't skip on talking about the number 2 pick of this draft, Jean Asis.
Grabe naman, Jean Asis. I was there during the draft combine and nagpakitang gilas talaga siya. Pero mas maganda yung kanyang explosion yesterday against the veteran team in Chocomucho. They managed to force the Flying Titans into 4 sets. At siya nga yung nag-top score dyan, 16 points versus the Flying Titans. 43% on attacks, converting 13 of 30. So safe to say, no jitters for this rookie right here.
What a debut for Jean Asis. Meanwhile, giving her support on the offensive end is none other than one of our hometown heroes, Jewel Encarnacion.
Well, parang kailan nga lang, no? Ito si Jewel, siya din yung na-draft last year ng Galeries. And since then, we've seen her improve. But definitely, dito sa paglalaro sa kanyang hometown, extra inspired as she scored 14 big points against Chocomucho yesterday, off from 12 attacks, 2 serves, and 18 receptions. Grabe naman yan, an all-around player, but definitely playing extra inspired here in Batangas.
Speaking of inspiring, Mela, Jana, I think you talked to Jewel about playing inspired here
Yes,
in
of
PVL.
course. I really got to know what it felt like when Jewel played right here in Batangas, because she's their hometown hero. Her family was present yesterday and today. So that's what made it special for her despite the loss. Her family hails from Laurel, Batangas, which is still pretty far from where we are, which is Batangas City. And they really told Jewel, hindi pwede na hindi kami manood. So they were present today, and they are present today. And Jewel tells me that they're such big inspirations to her. And we will be also talking about and featuring Julia Coronel while the Galeries Tower Highrisers had their experience here in Batangas.
Oh, hi PVL fans! Nandito rin pala kayo. It's a rainy morning here in Batangas City. At dahil dyan, parang nagkikrave ako ng lomi. But before that, tara, samahan niyo muna ako. Hello, Batangas! For me, the most memorable part of this trip is the team bonding that we get from trips like these. Kasi, syempre, iba pag out of town, iba yung bonding na we're able to do everything together, from eating, sleeping, and lahat. Marami kaming nagagawa as a team from trips like this. And of course, yung warm welcome of the fans here in Batangas, so memorable. Sobrang nakakatuwa talaga yung pagtanggap sa amin ng fans dito sa Batangas City. Nakakatuwa rin talaga maglaro sa ganong klaseng crowd. And nakakatuwa seeing na marami din palang volleyball supporters, especially in these provinces. Hello po sa mga PVL fans dito sa Batangas City. Maraming salamat po sa mainit na pagtanggap nyo sa amin dito. Thank you po for supporting us, and we hope that you continue to support our team, the Galeries Tower Highrisers, and the rest of the PVL, especially ngayong PVL on tour, and we hope to be back here in Batangas very soon.
What a lovely detour. Thank you so much, Julia Cornell of Galleries. And guess what? The PVL is back. It's only our second stop here at PVL on tour. And our Pilipinas Live poll question is running right below your screens. We are asking which player will put on a show for day 2 in Batangas. Your choices are Myla Pablo, Jonas Sabete, Jean Asis, or Jewel Encarnacion. Pretty good picks, Miguel and Mela.
Pretty good picks indeed. But Jana, both teams look ready. Now we have to turn you over to our arena announcer to start today's matches.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the Batangas City Sports Coliseum and the 2025 PVL On Tour preseason event of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball. This is our 4th day of competition and our 5th visit to this lovely place. 2 matches are lined up for you today in the preliminary round. And for the first match, match number 7, let us welcome the champions of the recently concluded All-Filipino Conference, our Petro Gazz Angels, and their challengers, our Galeries Tower Highrisers. Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Joffer Educado. Second referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde. Let's call on our starting lineup from our Petro Gazz Angels. Let's begin with our team captain. She wears jersey number 8, Aiza Pontillas. At number 2, Janelle Welch Cheng. Wearing jersey number 5, Mary Joy Dacoron. At number 15, Myla Pablo. Number 16, Rania Musa. And number 20, Jonah Sabete. Starting libero is number 23, Baby Love Bourbon. Head coach, Mr. Koji Tsuturabara. Calling on our Galeries Tower Highrisers. Jersey number 2, Jewel Hannah Encarnacion. At number 3, Isabel Jamie Jimenez. Wearing jersey number 5, Leah Alexa Pelaga. At number 9, Ivy Giselle Perez. Wearing jersey number 13, France Elise Ronquillo. And number 19, Jean Asis. Starting libero is number 6, Juliet Katindig. Head coach, Miss Lerma Hiron. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board.
Here's a recap of our starters for Petro Gazz. It's Dacoron, Musa, Maizo Puntillas, Cheng, Sabete, Pablo, and Barbon as their starting libero. Meanwhile, for the Galeries Tower Highrisers, their starting lineup will be almost the same as their starting lineup yesterday with Pelaga, Asis, Jimenez, Perez, Encarnacion, Ronquillo, and Katindig as their starting libero. Good afternoon, everyone. Miguel de Guzman and Carmela Tunay calling the shots for today's game together with Jana Ejido. We are in day two of our Pool A matchups here in the PVL on tour. Of course, our second week is held here in Batangas City. Later on this afternoon, it will be the next led Chameleons going up against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, which is something that we have to look out for as well. Two teams right now, Petro Gazz, Galeries, Mela, both of them looking for their first win. So let's see who starts out strong here in this match.
Well, definitely may nakikita tayong mga adjustments, lalo na dito sa side ng Petro Gazz. Mukhang mag-go all out with their veteran power. And we talked about Wolves Tolentino doing the setting chores yesterday, but right now maninigurado with Cheng. Yan din ang pinalitan naman dito sa Galeries after sticking with MNAS yesterday. Perez, who just had a great dig there, is starting for the Highrisers.
Cheng sets it up to the middle, and Dacoron scores the first points for Petro Gazz.
Janelle Cheng getting an early advantage from her middle in Dacoron. Let's take a look at that again. Good connection. Yan naman, no, hindi na mapagkakaila. Janelle Cheng, really one of the talented setters that we have here in the PVL. Very no effort pero alam mong magko-connect with her attackers.
Sabete now serving for Petro Gazz. Perez sets it up to Jimenez, who's checked by Pablo. Perez activates the middle. No go that time. Myla swings. And that is checked at the net. Maizo Puntillas. Long rally here early on in the first set as Pablo checks that one. And Dacoron with back-to-back points for Petro Gazz.
Dacoron in it to win it, scoring the first 2 points of the Angels. And safe to say, gising na ang Angels dahil yesterday nga, it was such a frustrating loss. 5 sets against the young next-led squad, but they only had a very short time to, convince themselves na kailangan nila mag-adjust, mag-recover agad, and get this win today.
Perez, underhand set. Ronquillo straight to the net.
That was a very awkward position for Ronquillo. She had the right intention to still go for the attack, pero she did not have the best position to go for it.
Sabete still at the service line with a good serve right there. Encarnacion rolls it over off the hands of Cheng, and Galeries scores their first points of the match.
Jewel Encarnacion continuing with the momentum she built yesterday, and again, you did mention on top of the coverage, playing extra inspired here in her hometown in Batangas City, and that's exactly what they needed to stop the bleeding.
Encarnacion with the serve, targeting Barbon. Cheng to Myla. This will be a free ball for Galeries. Ivy checks her blockers. What an attack by Pelaga. Another free ball. Ivy goes to Ronquillo. Sabete there to defend. And Dacoron adjusts. And this is a hot start for Joy.
Definitely scoring 3 of 4. That was the most productive rotation so far for any middle here at the start of this match. Great showing by the veteran Joy Dacoron.
Dacoron now serving for Petro Gazz. They lead 4-1. Perez goes to Pelaga. Myla unable to save that one. Scores for Galeries.
Pelaga finding that open spot right behind the blockers. And ngayon pa lang nakikita natin maganda yung palitan ng gitna, masyadong na-utilize, and that's gonna make this match even more exciting kasi unpredictable.
And now in front, we have Asis and Musa. Pablo, cross court.
Classic Myla Pablo. That was almost a first line attack. Let's take a look at that again. Textbook execution. She has definitely regained her confidence. Starting last conference, nung nagkaroon ulit siya ng spot sa starters, she did not look back. She even learned to adjust dun sa mga faster sets.
This will be a free ball for Petro Gazz. Musa runs, and that is outside.
Ball is out.
Now let's turn it over to Jana Ejido for this report.
Well, Miguel and Mela, the rookie draft class of 2025 has been living up to the hype since we kicked off the PVL on tour last week. And yesterday, the number 2 pick, Jean Assis, showed us her moves, and she talked to me about her first game experience. Sharing, and I quote, "Kinabahan ako kahapon, pero ginawa ko naman ang paraan para ma-overcome yon." Miguel and Mela, in terms of gelling with the team, Jean tells me no problem at all dahil marami daw siyang in common with the other high-risers. Yung kalog personality daw nila off-court ang nagpapagaan sa kanya. So here in Jean's second game, let's tune into how the story of this rookie unfolds, Miguel and Mela.
Thank you for that report, Jana. Pablo pushes it over to the other side. Ivy goes to Ronquillo, and she gets that point off the hands of the Petro Gazz blockers.
Ronquillo trying to regain her confidence after committing some errors from the back row.
Just like that, Mela, 5-all na kagad tayo dito sa first set.
Look at Ivy Perez trying to give everyone a go at it with her playmaking.
Cheng sets it to Pablo. Off-speed attack.
Myla Pablo, iba talaga. I've been mentioning the word confidence because over the past years, that's all that she's been needing to get that resurgence, and that's what she got here at Petro Gazz. Kaya naman nakikita natin talaga she's in top scoring for the squad. Ooh, mababate.
Of course, we're watching the Petro Gazz Angels, the defending champions of the just recently concluded PVL All-Filipino Conference. Ronquillo now serving for Galeries. Good serve, Barbon was there. Cheng goes to Musa, and this time gets it to go.
This is the clear advantage of having Janelle Cheng, yung experience talaga, and syempre familiarity sa teammates, lalo-lalo na dito kay Rania Musa, whom she's played with since their collegiate years.
Musa is now at the service line for Petro Gazz. 7-6 here in set number 1. Ivy 1-2 play.
You cannot leave Ivy Perez open when she's in the front row. She's also one of those aggressive and attacking setters. Look at that. No blockers. Big opening for Ivy Perez. And by the way, she's facing her previous team.
The Petro Gazz Angels, that's right. Sabeta straight to the net. Galeries appealing that it did not go over, but the rally continues. Ivy. Oh. Pelaga was checked at the net in that sequence.
First technical timeout.
Now, we head to the first technical timeout. Petro Gazz leads 8-7.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Game after the first technical timeout has Petro Gazz leading 8-7. Now, speaking of Petro Gazz, Mela, they have extra fuel given their rookies and their new acquisitions this conference.
Well, nabanggit nga natin yung mga nakuha ng Petro Gazz. Talking about Jules Tolentino, 11th pick. She was the only one that they drafted during the ceremony. But after that, shortly before the tournament started, they also acquired Pau de Guzman, who I believe started yesterday. And we got a glimpse of what she had to offer. But right now, we are going to see if mabibigyan siya ng playing time dito as her team takes the lead 2 points against the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
That's right. And we were talking about Jules Tolentino, Mela. Ngayon, she's very lucky kasi kita mo naman yung mga ate niya, her mentors in this team. They have Cheng, and of course, the legendary Chisaid.
Ang daming legends talaga dito sa Petro Gazz. Even Maizo
Maizo
Pontillas,
Pontillas,
who's,
that's right.
I believe, acting as the captain right now. And speaking of legends, we have here legends to come as one of the rising, talented players in this generation. One of the last Filipinas players in Jules.
Encarnacion rolls it to the other side. Straight to the net. Cheng goes to Sabete. Check! And Jimenez loves that block.
Isa Jimenez tying this match at 9-all. Sumasabay ang blockings nitong Galeries Tower Highrisers. Considering itong si Janelle Cheng, talagang opposite seto yung ginagawa left and right, trying to tire out the middle blockers. But the wing attackers of Galeries just doing a good job at closing those blocks.
Full front line for the Galleries right now with Ivy Perez serving. Ivy goes to Isa. Ooh, this will be a free ball for Galleries. Perez chooses Isa again, who pushes it smartly at the back of the court.
No, I'm so proud to see Isa Jimenez embracing her role as one of the leaders here in this team. Dahil over the years, we've seen her talent ang nakukulangan ng mga volleyball fans is on the consistency. But once she found that confidence in her new home, talagang nagtuloy-tuloy na. And right now, just playing confident here against a veteran Petro Gazz.
It's been a game of runs. Petro Gazz now trails 10-9 as Isa looks to extend that lead to 9-11.
Consistency baka mo. Ito na nga ang pinapakita ni Isa Jimenez. One of the top, if not the top scorer last conference for Galleries. And right now, also top scoring here for the Highrisers against Petro Gazz.
Petro Gazz forced to call time. Let's listen into their huddle.
Take care, ID sub. Extend the sub, okay? Good use. Okay, I go. Catch. Go. Turn down. I go, let's go.
Galeries Tower now leads 11-9. Now, Mela, we talked about the Petro Gazz acquisitions. Let's take a look at the acquisitions of the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
Sa Galleries naman, alam mo na agad yung goal nila is talagang patibayan yung kanilang middle game after getting Jean Assis na yesterday pa lang nakita na natin nagbubunga na agad yung kanilang pick. Second round pick naman nila Winnie Bedanya. Originally a middle but yesterday we saw a glimpse of her. She played wing. So ito rin yung gusto mo sa mga generation of players ngayon. Very versatile na.
Yes, that's right. And you mentioned Bedanya drafted as a middle, playing as a wing spiker yesterday. Coach Lerma also doing the same for Julio Coronel. Sometimes a setter, sometimes a spiker. Now here's a long rally here in this match. Underhand set. Goes to Encarnacion off the hands of Pablo. And Galeries is building on their lead 12-9 right now.
Joel Encarnacion really making sure she gets that point using the hands of the blockers and even got a check from Myla Pablo on floor defense. And very much into this game. Ang dami palang Batanggenyo, even Ivy Perez of Batanggenya.
Babad na si Ivy sa service line dito. Cheng Sabete stops the bleeding for Petro Gazz.
And that's how you want to do it. Very emphatic kill there by Jonas Sabete.
Take a look at the spike of the set brought to us by Duncan, pasalubong ng bayan. Sabete now serving for Petro Gazz. They trail by 2. Perez, back set to Jimenez who had to adjust. The Coron, Cheng, Pablo with a drop. Good read there by Ivy. Cheng goes to the Coron and this time she's checked at the net. But quickly bounces back, converting on that regalo.
She's been very efficient and this time, even when she got blocked by the younger player. She made sure she owned that point. Look at that, being so alert, finding the open spot where there were no high-risers out there to defend.
Jonah Sabete still at the service line for Petro Gazz. Targeting Ronquillo. Encarnacion will send this over. Ooh. What a spike by Maizo Pontillas. This will be a free ball for the Angels. Myla, cross court, too wide.
By Pablo.
Ganda sana nung intention, and nanggigil din itong si Pablo because it was an open block for her. Just a bit of a lack of wrist action there.
Encarnacion now getting ready to serve for Galeries. Yeah, hold a 2-point lead over Petro Gazz. Cheng, back set. And Maizo Pontillas finds a way to score for Petro Gazz.
Maizo Pontillas parang nagbi-billiards lang eh. Alam na alam kung saan palulusutin. Look at that. And she's the type of player na hindi sobrang explosive yung approach. She really just knows how to score those points.
The ever-reliable Aiza Maizo Pontillas. And there's a service ace by Joy Docoron. Who's 6 points now, Mel.
Yeah, you're talking about reliability, and I think no other person embodying that word right now in this set for Petro Gazz than Joy Docoron.
That's right. Here we go. Another serve from Joy. Ivy. Checked at the net. Myla sends this one over. Free ball. Goes to Ronquillo. Good defense.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, Docoron loses her balance. Gives a point for Galeries.
Ito rin yung hirap pag wala yung libero sa korte because yung tao nakapwesto sa Zone 5, sila yung expected na magsiset, and of course the middles, sometimes they lose their balance in transition.
Pelaga, the other middle of Galeries, now serving. A good serve. Sabete sends it to the other side. Asis looking for her first points of the match. Not yet. And Myla finds a way.
Look at Myla Pablo. She has done a great first line kill earlier. Ngayon naman targeting the end line. But we have to credit half that point to Baby Love Barbon. Ready to cover her teammates. For that counter-attack as we see a double substitution here for the Petro Gazz Angels. Golfo and Chi Saet coming in for Coach Koji.
Chi Saet now serving for Petro Gazz. 14 all. Walang bumibitaw, Mela.
Oo, dikitan. At saka, even may team na makalamang ng 2-3, ang bilis lang mahabol.
That's right. Ivy goes to Asis off the hands of the blockers, and there goes point number 1.
Just imagine the kind of respect that Jean Asis have earned in such an early time of her PVL career. Triple block against the rookie as we take a look at that again. Getting that point off the block from those blockers.
Up by Sabete. Pablo off the hands of Ivy Perez, scoring for Petro Gazz.
Myla Pablo doesn't even look like she's aging. Look at that. Hang time ang ginamit doon to still get that point, even if that set was a bit too tight for her.
Another substitution here for Coach Koji. Myla is sent out. Tiamzon serving for Petro Gazz.
Well, we have our featured player earlier.
Asis with a run. Back-to-back points for Asis.
Asis, she's such an agile player and she reminds me a lot of Remy Palma from Petro Gazz. But let's talk more about that storyline after this technical timeout.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Technical timeout. Galleries leads by 1, 16-15 in a back and forth first set here at the Batangas City Coliseum.
Yung sinasabi natin na ang bilis lang mahabol ng mga puntos regardless of the lead. And Galleries right now has to take advantage because they have Jean Asis and Jewel Encarnacion, yesterday's top scorers for their squad here in the front row.
Ronquillo with a good serve. Chisayet goes to Sabete. Off the hands of Ivy Perez.
Sabete using the hands of her blockers to get that point.
Now we have another substitution. Marian Buitre coming in for Musa.
Makikita mo talaga dito sa Petro Gazz, walang isa-isa lang yung posisyon. Yung kanilang middle pwedeng gawing service specialist. And by the way, to those who missed yesterday's game, Marian Buitre scored 10 big points.
That's right. Encarnacion is checked at the net. Unable to send that ball over. And ito yung kagandahan, Mela, no? Kahapon we mentioned they had a totally different starting lineup.
Yes.
Ngayon, iba naman yung pinapaglaro nila. And in the preseason tournament, ito yung importante eh. You know, give exposure to all of your players early on. Di ba? Lalo na sa mga rookies natin dito sa PVL. What a combination play by Encarnacion, but good defense from Petro Gazz. Ball still alive. Saet goes to Sabete. Checked at the net. Off the hands of the blockers. Point for Petro Gazz.
Sabete, you know what? Usually, when you see tall blockers, tapos mas maliit ka, for others, nagiging disadvantage eh. But for Jonah Sabete, she's been using the double block of Perez and Asis to her advantage as the Galeries Tower call for this time.
Gusto nilang pumuntos eh. So gagawa sila ng paraan para makapuntos. Alam nilang sarado ang line. Iwa-wipe out talaga yan. Kaya kailangan aggressive yung blocking stand. Dahil hindi pwedeng pa-block lang ng ganyan. Kahapon, ang dami mo variation. Ngayon, napababa lang yung bola, papaluin mo pa rin. Diba? Be at the moment, anong adjustment ang gagawin mo? Paano ka pa rin makakapuntos kahit mag-adjust ka? Be creative! Gawa ka ng paraan yan!
Okay, let's go! Bakit tayo?
Dimdim Pacres on the bench for the Galeries Tower Highrisers as they now trail Petro Gazz after a 3-0 run by the Angels. Buitre still at the service line. Here in set number 1. Ronquillo, Perez. Jimenez pushes it over. Saet back set. Perez goes back row to Ronquillo who sends it over. Buitre will set this one up to Adolfo. Another long rally here. Jimenez ends it on cue.
You know, the trust of Ivy Perez to her senior players. Kasi kanina palitan binibigyan niya Ronquillo, Encarnacion, Jimenez rather. Back row yung inuuna niya sa rather than front row players. But look at that, it pays off. And that's a testament na talagang sila yung magkakakilala talaga.
That's right. It also shows kung paano nag-evolve yung laro, Mela. Ngayon yung back row nagiging first option na siya eh. And just like that, they close in on the lead 18-all in the first set.
And you know, counting on your seniors from the back row, tapos nagko-convert sila, it allows for the younger players to have some pressure off their shoulders and allowing them to score even further, like that of Julian Encarnacion's last point.
Assist with a good serve. This will be a free ball. Let's see who Ivy goes to. Sets it up, combination to Encarnacion in the middle. Pushes it back. Barbon goes to Adolfo. Checked at the net. Good save by Ronquillo. Let's see who Chisayet goes to this time. Goes back to Adolfo. Another long rally. Perez takes matters into her own hands. Just like that, they regain the lead.
Ivy Perez. Nabanggit natin talagang aggressive sa atake. Kaliwete pa, napakahirap bantayan.
That attack forces Petro Gazz to call their second timeout. Let's listen in.
Okay, good luck, good luck, good luck. Go, come on. Ivy naman, kaba! Jonah! Jonah!
Petro using their second timeout here in the match. Joy Docaron on your screens. She's leading all scorers for Petro Gazz with 6. Followed by Pablo with 4. For Galeries, it's Jimenez with 4. Encarnacion with 3. And their second pick in this draft, Asis with 2 and a service error.
You know what? Itong si Coach Cody naninigurado din. Kasi yesterday, they lost the first set against the younger Nexted squad. And of course, that's the last thing you want to happen, no? To get a replay of what happened yesterday.
That's right. Now, Cheng is inserted back in the match. Double sub again for Petro Gazz. As you mentioned, Mela, a slot to the Invitational Conference is at stake for the top 4 teams, the semi-finalists of her on tour, as Cheng re-announces her entry with her first ace of the match.
Janelle Cheng targeting Ronquillo. And yes, we did mention the automatic inclusion of the top 4 teams to the invitationals. Dahil yun, kakaibang experience din yun. Going up against foreign guest teams.
That's right. Perez goes to Ronquillo from the back. One and save from Cheng. Nonchalant. A good push there, but this will be a free ball. Outside.
And Janelle Cheng, I was gonna mention how she's really like playing volleyball lang, you know? No pressure. Didepensa ng malakas na palo, isang kamay lang. So chill. But last time that gamble will not work for Janelle Cheng. We are tied again. How many deadlocks have we had here in set 1?
Napakarami na. We already have 11, partner.
Look at that!
But then, parang ayaw na ni Ivy na magkaroon tayo ng tie dito.
The playmakers really making such a huge impact here in set 1 for both teams. As we see Myla Pablo makes her return here.
5 lead changes on 11 deadlocks. Set 1 pa lang po tayo dito sa Batangas City.
And this is the kind of treat that our kababayans from Batangas are enjoying right now.
Another good serve from Ivy. Pontillas checked at the net.
The younger squad of the Galeries Tower Highrisers doing such a good job from offense to defense. Si Coach Lerma, feeling ko ganyan lang. Serious lang pero happy yan. And I bet we're gonna see that smile if they finally take set number 1, because this has been a seesaw battle between the 2 teams.
That's right, Ivy Perez. Another good run here at the service line. Sabete outside. Is there a check? Wala. And that's another point for Galeries.
It seemed like a giggle hit by Jonas Sabete, but they're gonna try their luck. They don't have any more timeouts left for set number 1.
Block touch challenge here for Petro Gazz, but
May umami na yata. Okay, they are gonna save us some minutes there.
Sabete with the serve. Pelaga checked at the net. Pablo sends us over. Jimenez off the hands of Myla. This time, scores against Isa. Mela, 22-22.
Isa Jimenez doing a good job na maka-check kay Myla Pablo, but look, Myla's attack breaking down that Jimenez block. Galeries, maninigurado din with this time. Let's listen in.
Okay? Ha? Dito ka ba, ano? Dito ka... Sige, dito. Up lang. Up lang, pero itaas yun ng kaunti, ha? Oh, pasahan lang natin ng maayos, ha? Ngayon, if ever, counter-attack. Close line tayo. Nandito si Maisok. Maisok ka na dito, di ba? Close line pa rin tayo. Huwag umatras ng todo. O, go. Pasahan lang natin ng maayos.
22 all here in set number 1. It's been back and forth. Nakita natin kung sino mas malakas ang kapit dito.
And actually, yung timeout ni Coach Lerma, very technical. No?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
reminding the players kung sino yung tao-tao nila to make sure na they are focusing kung sino yung attackers from Petro Gazz yung naka-assign sa kanila.
Ivy. Goes to Encarnacion. Cheng to Pablo.
Pablo nails it in.
Gandang
Sharp.
ipit. Janelle Cheng pulling the middle blocker of Galeries, leaving Myla Pablo with just one blocker.
Take a look at that replay of that spike. Myla Pablo, no doubt on that attack.
Nakagat muna kay Dacuron And that's the advantage dahil early on, inactivate agad ni Cheng to.
Perez. Pilaga straight to the net.
And they had the right intention to go for that A-quick. May konting paplansyahin sa execution. Let's see if team captain Baliton gets a better chance at it. Petro Gazz is now at set point.
Sabeta serving. Perez. Goes to Encarnacion. A nice push there by Baliton.
Instant offense. And that's what you expect out from the captain. Very quick to react, finding that opening.
Jewel now serving for Galleries.
Jewel did have 2 service aces yesterday. Let's see if she gets to replicate that effort at this most crucial part of the set for Galeries. And she did the exact opposite, handing the set 1 win to Petro Gazz, 25-23.
Take a look at this point of the set, brought to us by Myra, the Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. That's it. We'll return for set 2 action. Petro Gazz takes set number 1, 25-23. (25-23), Petro Gazz takes set number 1 against Galeries Tower Highrisers in the first match of our Sunday doubleheader here in Batangas City. Set 1 highlights on your screen. Cheng doing a good job activating her middles. Mela, take us through what happened.
This is the kind of match that we love covering, Miguel, dahil dito hindi mo talaga alam kung sinong mananalo. And I think this is the impact of the draft dahil nababalance talaga ang ating mga teams. It doesn't matter if you're the defending champs or you're part of the bottom-ranked teams. Talagang ngayon makikita mo how both teams are they pair off in battling out each other at throughout set number 1 nakita natin palitan lang no at this is the confirmation of that set 1 win for Petro Gazz. 15 attack points kontra sa 13 ng Galeries and hindi rin nagkakalayo yung blocks and aces nila and they got the leverage because the Galeries Tower Highrisers committed 2 more errors over what they gave away and it happened during a crucial part of the set including that very crucial service error by Jewel Encarnacion towards the end, giving that win to Petro Gazz.
Now, for Galeries, Mela, here in set number 2, let's see how they recover from these, close sets. Kasi kahapon, against Chocomucho, ganito rin sila dikit. Pero pagdating sa dulo, medyo nagkukulang.
Yes, kinakapos. And we haven't even seen Asis get activated the way she was yesterday against Chocomucho. So, siguro, andun din yung aral ng Petro Gazz because it's much easier for them to contain the top scorer, lalo na mas bata eh. So, great strategy from the Petro Gazz Angels, but the challenge for this veteran squad is how they can hold on to the momentum they built in set number 1. Dahil hindi sila nakalamang ng malaki, and kung tutusin, sila pa yung naghabol dito sa Galleries. They overtake when the score reached, I think, 22.
That's right.
And they did not look back since. As we see Jean Assis just not as warmed up as yesterday, dahil kahapon talagang mainit itong si Jean Assis. Meanwhile, Myla Pablo, still a very stable game for her, and towing her team in that set number 1 along the likes of Joy Dacoron and Jonas Abete.
We have to remember, Melano, Galleries played 4 sets yesterday. Petro Gazz played 5 sets. And they're playing in consecutive game days. So, let's see if they can sustain yung kanilang firepower as this match progresses. Perez, back set to Jimenez. The Coron was there. Encarnacion. Ronquillo from the back row. Myla down the line this time.
Janelle Cheng, alam mo, totoo talaga kung panoorin siya. Kasi yung mga awkward digs niya, sakto pa rin yung angat. But look at Myla Pablo making the best out of that dig. And pinalagpas muna, pinababa niya muna yung blockers bago niya kabigan ng down the line. Specialty of the house for Myla Pablo.
Jimenez down the line. Good save there by Tempiatura. But Myla unable to send that one over.
Ito naman medyo awkward na yung take-off ni Myla, but nonetheless, that was such a great save by Tempiatura.
Encarnacion now serving for Galleries. Game is tied at 1 here in set number 2. Good serve. Good reception by Barbon. Cheng, one-hand set.
Ito lang, you can't sleep on Janelle Cheng kahit back row setter yan. Talagang forte mag one-hand set. Look at that. So chill, and good job for Dacoron. She was prepared to go in for that back wick.
Mela, second set pa lang tayo, pero parang nakikita ko may magandang matchup si Ivy tsaka si Cheng. 3 points already for Ivy Perez. Cheng with 1 ace as Petro Gazz gets that point.
Maiza Pontillas with her parenthood move. Magulang. And wala na rin siyang space para sa better approach, but it never matters when it's Mangaiza.
Yes, that's right. Ivy, nice set to Baliton.
Baliton has been quite productive since her entrance in the late first set. Ganda rin ang connection with Ivy Perez. Now, let's see if Ivy Perez gets the most out of Jean Assis in this rotation.
She has Jimenez and Ronquillo in front. Myla, cross court. Specialty of the house. Myla ties the game. Oh no, gives Petro Gazz a 2-point lead, but Jana Ejido, before anything else, has to report for us.
Back in the first set, the Petro Gazz Angels fielded in AA Adolfo midway. And if you recall yesterday, AA was able to play in 4 out of the 5 sets that her team played. Adding that, yes, it is more playing time than usual, but she credits this to Coach Koji, who wholeheartedly imparted his trust on lots of his young guns yesterday. As AA tells me, and I quote, "Bawat minuto nandun ako, goal ko talaga yung ma-feel yung presence ko sa laro." And now, with the Angels up a set, let's see if they could keep this momentum up, especially as they are 4-3 right now. Let's check in the challenge.
Thank you for that report, Jana. And as you mentioned, there is a block touch challenge called by the Petro Gazz Angels on that previous rally. Game is now at 4-3. Here is at number 2.
This is, I believe, our first challenge of the match, and it seems like there is a block touch. This is a successful challenge for Petro Gazz. Si Coach Cody, nagsistretching na mukhang mahaba-habang game to. Palitan ng mga puntos, but so far, here in the second set, mas maganda yung nagiging simula ng Angels.
Ng Aiza with a good set. Serve rather.
Oh!
First one-hand set, and that works.
Combination
Gallery.
play, pero Isa Jimenez will toss it to zone 5 near the end line, and that is her second time in this match finding that opening. Talagang pinapahirapan yung sweeper. Even she can't believe it.
Isa Jimenez now serving for Galleries. That's a good serve. Good reception by Sabete. Buitre pushes it. Perez goes to her wing. Ronquillo was there. Pablo down the line this time. Great variety from Myla Pablo.
I remember during our college years, ito si Myla Pablo. Ang instructions, pagka si Myla Pablo papalo, bahala na yung cross court. Basta sarado niya yung down. Kasi parang 80% ng bola niya doon na pupunta. Of course, now that's not the case.
That's
Talagang she has grown into a more creative athlete. Pero iba pa rin yung lakas pag down the line. But speaking of ibang lakas, Ronquillo breaking down the wall of the Petro Gazz Angels, reclaiming another point.
Attack off the hands of Marian Buitre. Now serving for Galeries is Ronquillo. 6-4. Petro with the lead. Cheng. Back row Pablo.
Myla Pablo from anywhere in the court. And again, this is what we love to see, a confident Myla Pablo.
The resurgence. And look at that spike of the set brought to us by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan. Ronquillo underhand set. On point actually. Cheng to the running Dacoron. Ivy goes to Ases who had to push that one. Another one-hand set. Encarnacion finds a way to score.
And the Highrisers holding on to that long rally, making sure they get their efforts to pay off. And it's so nice to see both teams really moving kahit na 1 inch na lang yung angat ng bola sa floor, they will still save it.
Ases with the serve. Sabete receives. Palo niya rin. And that attack by Sabete gives them a 3-point lead as we head into the first technical timeout.
YouTube channel. Subscribe!
After the first technical timeout, Petro Gazz with a 3-point lead against Galeries. But with the way that this game is going, Mela, no lead is safe.
Definitely, that's been the trend since the beginning of this set, of this game rather. But so far here in the second set, Petro Gazz has had the lead since the beginning.
Cheng already with 5 excellent sets. 5 pa lang pero parang nakakarami na siyang mga excellent sets in our eyes as Jimenez with a nice D-ball attack there.
Ganda ng approach ni Isa Jimenez doon. The elevation, the explosiveness of that approach. Let's take a look at that again. Ganda ng form. Great backswing as well. Amazing follow through. Everything you'd want in a efficient attack was there on that last hit.
Ivy, who has been great for Galeries. Pontillas tries to send it over. Sabete, cross court. Good read there by Katindig. The hands of Barbon.
And opposite setting, face-off for Ivy Perez. And iwan na iwan actually si Dacoron for that Jimenez block. But I was surprised na Jimenez shows down the line. It was sailing out. Pero si Barbon, kung makikita mo doon sa replay, she was outside the line. She got a touch on that. So, half-half. May half swerte itong si Jimenez on that last attack.
7 points now for Isa. Underhand set there by Andal. Sabete, straight to the net.
And look now, we are tied at 8 after mentioning that Petro Gazz has had the lead since the beginning of the set. Right now, Galeries will tie them for the first time here in set 2.
8-all now. Ivy Perez serving for Galeries. Targeting Barbon. 1-2 play from Cheng.
Oh!
And unfortunately, unable to send that ball over off of miscommunication.
Muscle memory eh. Paatras na si Encarnacion eh. And
Coach
Ito
Lerma
si-
pleading na
she's insisting na block touch pa yon. Pero masyado nang nakabuka, so I feel like tama naman yung tawag ng referee natin.
still their hands up. Talking about Coach Lerma. Baliton to the attack. Pablo down the line. That sails outside for Myla.
So sobra sa kabig doon si Pablo. Trying to go for her stronger side. And her former teammate Ivy Perez nakaabang din doon.
Jewel now at 3 points serving for Galeries. Barbon, Cheng, back set. Maizo Puntillas throws it over. Andal was there. Baliton sends it over. Net touch called on Petro Gazz.
And Dacoron with disbelief on her face, but their team will not call for a challenge.
Jewel serving. Galeries now leads 10-9 here in set number 2. So Bete over reception. Thank you from Rosel Baliton.
Baliton loving that regalo from the Petro Gazz Angels. Let's take a look at that again. Talagang naiset ng perfect kay Baliton.
That forces Petro Gazz to call a timeout in the net.
Right no work. Okay, be catch. I go. Hey, let's go. Don't stop.
Let's go. 11-9 is the score. Mela, you know, pag pinakinggan mo yung timeout ng Petro Gazz, it appears as if walang nangyayari. But, if you look at their bench, napaka-specific ng instructions. Coach Mona talking to certain players. They're very detailed. You know, and I had this conversation with Mitch Morente of the Petro Gazz Angels. They are very heavy on scouting. So, hindi na kailangan lahat sabihin kasi parang,
nagawa na nila yung
yes, that's right.
preparation.
And just like that, Petro Gazz scores a point after their timeout here in set number 2.
I think it also comes with that language barrier. Kapag lalo na timeout during games may lang. Pero you know that they understand each other kasi look at the way the players respond. Talking about Myla Pablo scoring off instant offense after that timeout. And back-to-back points right away after that timeout. Dacoron this time with a service ace. That is her second in this match if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Second ace, 8 points now for Joy. Let's see if they can take the lead in this sequence or if Galeries can take it side out. Perez, back set. Jimenez had to adjust. Cheng! Unable to get there on time. Highrisers get the side out in that sequence. Now it's Baliton heading to the service line. A little bit lucky there. that sequence.
So far, the entrance of Baliton in this match has given the team quite an impact. And alam naman natin na as the captain, yan din yung effect na expected out from her.
Pablo adjusts. This will be sent over by Ronquillo. Myla tries again. Check at the net.
Back by Jimenez.
Jimenez really stepping up her game. Firing from different skill department, attacks, and this time off this block against Myla Pablo.
Pangalawa na yan, Mela. The second block of the game. Second block on Myla, if I'm not mistaken. Sabete, target of that serve. Puntillas. Check.
Back-to-back block points from the Highrisers. You love the fight that they have in them. And these players aren't easy to block, ha?
Yes.
Puntillas and Myla Pablo. But the Highrisers have been doing such a good job guarding these veterans.
6 blocks yesterday. Already with 4. And we're not even halfway through the second set. Here in Batangas, Perez with the free ball. Barbon, Cheng, Buitre with an attack, but that was read well by Asis. Cross court by Myla. Perez.
She did cross the net. Nawala ng balance. She was a back row setter kasi and the defense was too tight at the net. She tried to save it. Tingnan mo naman yung dig ni Baliton, tinayuan lang. And it looks easy on TV but definitely so hard for these setters.
Saet is back in the game. Yeah, double sub now. Here in the match. So Sabete will stand in as the captain for Petro Gazz inside.
Pauline de Guzman entering the game. She did start yesterday.
Okay.
But that service error from Chi Saet will allow Galeries to hold on to their lead. They're up by 3 here in the second frame.
Isa, 15-12 now, slowly pulling away are the Highrisers. Targeting Sabete again. Buitre stops the bleeding for Petro Gazz.
Buitre showing Asis how it's done. You know what? They're kind of similar in some way. Yung tapang, yung, alam mo yung way ng paglalaro, I see young Marian Buitre and Gina Asis. And very versatile din eh, yung mga type of sets na pinapalo nila.
Double sub for Galeries. Emnas and Bedanya in for Coach Lerma.
Well, let's see if Asis becomes more productive with Emnas dahil sila yung kahapon magkasama eh.
Asis loads. Emnas goes to Ronquillo.
Parang express set yung set na yun ni Emnas.
That's right. And that attack brings us to the second technical timeout. Galeries lead 16-13.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
The PVL is back and on tour. Watch the heart of volleyball as it goes around the Philippines. Only on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. Ronquillo with the serve. Grazes the net, but still good. Sabete down the line. Gets it to go for Petro Gazz.
Jonas Sabete stops the bleeding for that much needed point. Ganda ng set na yun ni Chisait. Sobrang lambot ng kamay eh. Parang tinreasure cooker. Saktong-sakto yung bigay eh.
Emnas goes to Bedanya, who's in as a wing spiker again this game. Outside, is there a touch? No, none called, but Petro Gazz quick to call for a challenge after that attack error.
Si sumisignal na eh.
Oh, but napaka-honest ng
eh.
Galeries, ha? That's their second time already.
Kasi sayang din yung momentum eh. Kesa magkaroon pa ng delays. Bawiin na lang.
Emnas goes to assist. Check at the net. Ball is still alive. What a save there by Bedanya. De Guzman. Check. Emnas. One hand set to assist again. Still no go for Jean. Third time's the charm. No combination. What a play from Galeries. But that sails outside.
Pero parang convinced na itong Highrisers na inside eh. Jewel was actually unsure, but her teammates were very confident as they cover this challenge. Pero grabe yung ipit na yun ni Emnas.
Tama.
Parang pati yung spikers yung malilito na din eh.
Ready na ako sabihin na ready na si Asis pumalo. Biglang lumitaw si Encarnacion.
Ito naman ang setting job dito ng Galeries. We take a look at this challenge. It was inside. And they are gonna get that point of that Encarnacion combination play. Second tempo attack. Crediting half that point to the veteran setter in Fed Emnas. Ito talaga yung tinatawag na small but terrible eh.
That's right. Good karma, Mela.
Yes.
Honest sila eh. Kaya successful yung next challenge nila. And now Asis heating up in this match. Serving for Galeries, targeting De Guzman. Sabete off the hands of the blockers. Good up by Jean. Encarnacion. Mahabol ba? No. Sabete runs out of space.
He has been going to the same spot, that sideline. Jewel Encarnacion continuing to shine for the Galeries Tower Highrisers. 14 points yesterday, and she doesn't plan on stopping.
Coach Koji forced to call another timeout. In a while, let's listen in to their huddle.
Go, hurry, let's go. Example, A catch, okay, go to block. Come in, it's okay. Okay, one by one. Let's go, guys, come on.
Coach Torre of the Next Led Chameleons scouting and getting ready, because up next after this match they will be going up against the Chocomucho Flying Titans. But before that, it's 18-15 Galeries with a 3-point lead here in set number 2, but Petro Gazz still leads 1-0. Good serve from Asis. Activation from the middle and able to send that ball over.
Nagkalituhan yung mga players ng Galeries doon from sino yung magsaset at sino yung mag-o-over ng bola.
Pontillas is back in the match with Cheng, replacing De Guzman and Saet. Another double substitution by Petro. Now Cheng at the service line already with one service ace in the match. Another good serve, and Mas on their hand set for Encarnacion.
Medyo mahirap yun for Jewel Encarnacion because the type of set that Emnas sent to her, malayo eh, galing sa labas ng court, tapos umiikot pa.
Yeah.
So you need extra ball control for that.
Let's see if they can get the side out here. Cheng, one of the best servers in the league.
You called it because landing right on that corner.
Tie game after that service ace. Coach Lerma forced to call timeout. We'll be back for more PVL action.
Wala tayong kalaban-laban eh. Wala tayong kalaban-laban doon. Kasi 50% tayo, naglalagay tayo ng bola. Bakit dito hindi natin magawa? Frontline ka pa. Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi kita titigilan hanggat hindi ka sumusunod doon sa linya. Okay? Anong nangyayari? Nagbabaka sakali tayo. Outside sana, outside sana. Be intentional. Tungtungan nyo yung linya para makapag-decide kayo ng maayos. Ulit. Okay, moving forward. Pasahan natin. 3 spikers yan.
Lakad lang. Galeries!
They squandered the 3-point lead. Petro Gazz now ties the game up after Cheng with a service ace before we headed into that timeout.
That timeout from Coach Lerma, very intended to address yung kanilang concerns in reception. Sabi sundan muna kasi nagbabaka sakali na outside. So para may hesitation sila sa receive. And that hesitation has resulted to confidence of the Petro Gazz Angels on the other side.
Double substitution now for Galeries. Jimenez back in the match with Ivy Perez. You know, these double subs, Mela, it can either make or break your run. For any team, not just both of these teams playing here today. And it's a gamble that coaches are willing to make. Perez keeps the ball up. Cheng goes to Sabete. Very good dig there by Katindig. This will be a free ball for Galeries. Ivy checks her blockers. Goes to Baliton, and that is good for Galeries.
And so far what I've been noticing, pag yung mga long rallies, ito nakakapitan ng Highrisers, doon talaga sila nagkakaproblema sa service receive eh. But right now they have the opportunity to make more plays as they have 3-man attackers in front.
Ivy Perez now with 10 excellent sets. Serving with the game tied at 19. Targeting Sabete again. This will be a free ball for Galeries. Ivy, combination to Isa. Barbon with a set. That sails out.
Ang Isa, parang nakahiga na siya dun sa approach niya na yon. We don't know if it was a bit too fast or masyadong palabas para sa kaliwete to attack.
Ivy Perez a little shaken up after that rally. Pinagpag na lang. I think she was grabbing onto her left leg.
But she does have an ankle brace on that side. Kaya we're not sure if meron talaga siyang ninunurse na existing injury.
Serve. That's us outside. Now we are tied at 20. The 6th deadlock here in the second set. After 12 in set number 1, Sabete serving for Petro Gazz.
And don't look now, Myla Pablo is in the front row. This is where they made that run in the first set. Let's see if they get to replicate that effort as Encarnacion goes for that hit.
Cheng underhand set to Myla, checked at the net. Myla tries again. Ivy had to adjust. This will be a free ball for Petro, but there is a challenge called by the Angels.
Net fault now. Let's see, because from my view, it kind of looks like itong si Perez kinuha yun sa ilalim at bola yung tumama sa net. But let us confirm with this video challenge. But Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong. They challenge in between in the middle of the rally. So
yes,
if this is unsuccessful, the point will go to Galeries.
Yes, that's right. But kapag successful, it will be a dead ball.
That's right. But, Coach Koji also using this time as well as Coach Lerma to send some instructions dahil in-game na eh. Kailangan na better discard here. So there was a net fault. So tama, bola yung tumama pero after yung follow through ni Ivy Perez, tumama din yung kanyang forearms doon sa bottom tip of the net. And this point will be replayed as Jonas Sabete goes for yet another serve.
Good serve there by Jonah forcing a misreception. Ronquillo straight to the net.
Sorry, Miguel, the point was awarded
Awarded.
to Petro Gazz kasi net violation. But they will have 2 points up after that Ronquillo error from the back row.
And that sails outside. Sabete gives a free point to Galleries.
I believe itong Petro Gazz already has around 5 service aces throughout the match. And it's been part of their keys to winning at least the set number 1 and getting the lead here in set 2.
Encarnacion with a good serve. Pablo. Grabe, Myla.
Chop queen. Ganda ng kapit ni Myla Pablo, and that definitely deserves a second look. Let's take a look at that again. Talagang sakto. The first line.
Adolfo will be coming in to serve for Joy Dacoron. Mela, anong year? 2025? Parang 2015 Myla Pablo to. Batang-bata yung mga...
Parang 2011 na rookie year.
It's good to see our players back in top shape as Jimenez pushes that to the other side. Back set by Cheng. Pontillas.
Ito anong year? 2007.
Yes.
Grabe, but this is when you can expect these veterans to go all out. Dahil, again, ayaw na nila mangyari kahapon.
Nakakahinayang lang yung mga puntos nila. Tayo rin na may kasalanan. Clear na ano na dapat yun eh. Na-block yun eh. Kaso nakaganyan yung block eh. Dito, hindi intentional na dumipensa. So, initiated yung mga puntos natin puntos nila sa atin eh. Okay, basahan natin. 3 spikers yan. Papatungin mo to. Ito ang emergency dito. May back row ka rin.
Coach Lurma calling a timeout. Petro Gazz already at set point here in set number 2. Mela, most of the issues that the Galleries has is on their defensive side. And maririnig natin yun sa mga timeouts ni Coach Lurma in terms of positioning and the system that they want to run. So, we'll see if they can adjust and make a run here. They have 3 spikers in front. No. Wait, there's a clarification.
Yun nga yung sabi ni Coach Lerma.
Yeah.
Talagang may sigh of devastation na sayang nga daw dahil yung pinuputos ng Petro Gazz mostly coming off their errors din or kaya nagbibigay sila ng mga madadaling bola for the Angels.
And speaking of madadaling bola, no rally that time as Petro Gazz ends set number 2 on a service ace. We'll take a look at the point of the set, which is brought to us by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Petro Gazz now up 2 sets to none. Taking set number 1, 25-23, and the second set, 25-20. we are back after Petro Gazz takes set number 2, 25-21 against the Galeries Tower Highrisers, taking a commanding 2-0 lead. Mela, set 2 highlights on your screens. What went right, what went wrong?
Well, it was equally as exciting as the first frame, but I guess the difference would be dito sa set number 2, it felt like Petro Gazz owned it since the beginning. Although ito namang Galeries Tower Highrisers nagpakita talaga ng threat for a comeback and hoping that they could take that set number 2 and come from behind fashion. But yung teamwork nitong Petro Gazz, they scored from different attackers and napakalaking tulong din ng stability that Janelle Chengo offered every time she's on the court. But I guess for Petro Gazz, they will take the additional points from Maisa Pontillas kasi earlier it was mostly Pablo and itong si Dacoron. But here they maintained 15 attack points. Bumaba naman ng isa ang attack points ng Galeries. Petro Gazz did not have any block. Diyan nakakuha ng advantage ang Galeries. Pero yung aces nila, 3 lang yung nakalista dito. Pero ang dami pa dyan na hindi siya nag-result to an ace pero nag-scramble yung kanilang reception pattern, allowing Galeries Tower, or forcing Galeries rather, to commit another more error versus the Petro Gazz Angels. So again, ang nagiging pattern, okay yung laro ni Galeries pero bumabawi talaga sila dun sa errors na nakocommit nila.
See the leading scorers of the match. Myla Pablo with 13, Isa Jimenez with 9 points. As we wait the beginning of set number 3. Now, Mela, you mentioned 3 service aces ang Galeries. But then, Petro Gazz didn't give up any.
That's
diba?
right.
And we have to commend the stability also of Jonas Abete, who has been the target of most of the serves of the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
Actually, so far, lahat ng tina-target, even si Baby Love and Myla, nata-target din, pero hindi nila hinayang mag-result into an ace. And I guess doon din nag-boil down yung teamwork.
That's
Kasi
right.
hindi naman laging perfect pass. Actually, may mga shank passes din, but the second touch, always make sure to cover it para ma-save pa nila yung bola.
And I like the term that you used, teamwork.
Yes.
Kasi may kikita mo, lahat sila gumagalaw sa loob ng court and they all have their contributions. Myla carrying the offensive load, you know, and Joy the Corona at the service line. Really fun to see. Let's see now here in set number 3 if they can take this in straight sets or if Galeries still has some fight in them to extend this match. Ivy Perez with the serve, targeting Barbon. Pablo is checked again by Jimenez.
That was an easy block for the duo of Jimenez and Baliton. Ito naman, pag si Baliton talaga nasa front row, kailangan pagalawin mo siya dahil she's very good at guarding yung mga basic plays. There was a game I covered, she had 8 blocks.
6 points now for Baliton after that kill block. And Ivy straight to the net.
Ito rin, one thing we're gonna monitor here in the third set. Ivy Perez, right before this third set started, she was being treated by the PTs dito sa sideline. We're not sure if it's a cramp or baka yung kanyang ankle injury that medyo nakita natin kanina sinusumpong. Tignan natin if she can get through this match. But look at Baliton, just stepping up her game. Pumasok kanina, quality minutes. And she's really owning it since her entrance in this match. Ganda ng kabig doon.
Good reception too from Audrey Paran, who's seeing action for the first time in this match. As Encarnacion is getting ready to serve for Galeries. This reception there by Barbon. Pontillas, free ball goes to Galeries. Perez to Paran, who pushes it. Underhand set to Pontillas. Check and blocked at the net.
Maisa Pontillas getting blocked. This isn't her best game. Definitely, we've seen more efficient games from Nang Aiza. But she still has that impact sa kanyang mga teammates. So let's see if she can make up for it in other skill departments because I've seen, I think, all sorts of games from Nang Aiza. Kung hindi man siya sa atake, babawi sa ibang departments.
2 of the 3 points of Galeries has come from the blocking of Rosel Baliton, but Pontillas gets that point to go for Petro Gazz, cutting the lead down to 1.
Ito naman yung gusto mo kay Jonel Cheng, no? Medyo nawawala ng kumpiyansa sa atake. Binigyan magkakasunod until she scored a point. And of course, if you're Jonel Cheng and Petro Gazz, you want a confident Aiza Pontillas.
Serving Pontillas. Perez, inipit ng konti. Baliton sends it over. Cheng activates Buitre. Back set. Had to adjust there. Was Jimenez. Pablo sends it over. Ivy goes to Isa again. Ball is still alive. Oh!
Marla Pablo playing catch and throw. Nakalimutan yata. Akala training or drill. She definitely held on to that ball for longer than she should.
Captain Rosel Baliton.
But this time, Galeries definitely having a better start. Doubling up on Petro Gazz, but we know this kind of lead is never safe in this match.
Better service also from the Highrisers as Pablo finds a way to score again for Petro Gazz.
Bawi agad, cutting the lead to just 1. Take a look at that again. Great swing and the usual area down the line.
Ivy Perez sets it up to Axis.
I thought it was a free spike drill.
No words. Galleries now with a 5-3 lead. Jana Ejido has a report for us.
Hey, Miguel and Mela, just to bring you back to my chat over a while ago at the dugout with Coach Lerma Heron as the opening weekend for her team, the Galeries Highrisers, continues. So she says that the libero position of Galeries is what really has big shoes to fill, especially with the departure of Eliza Eroa. But she says she has rave reviews over the performances of her libero duo, Juliet Katindig and Marian Andal, especially in yesterday's game, saying they were both very vital to the team. And today, training before the game, she admits that passes and defense were major things to work out for this libero duo. So with Galeries being 2 sets down, maybe their contributions will be especially key here in set 3, Miguel and Mela.
Thank you for that report, Jana. Indeed, the duo of Katindig and Andal has been stepping up here for Galleries, and you know, even though tama si Coach Lerma, big shoes to fill, but you see the willingness of these two to adjust, especially in timeouts na binibigyan sila ng instructions ni Coach Lerma. Good reception there. Buitre.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, Marian Buitre, any kind of set. Kasi naman, she stayed all positions na rin throughout her career.
That's right. Take a look at that. Good set by Cheng. Buitre with the serve. Jimenez. 1-2 play by Ivy. We haven't seen that in a while. Assist runs. It's checked at the net. And that reception goes straight to the first referee.
The smaller blocker in Jonas Sabete still getting the kill block against this very talented rookie. One-on-one. Meet you on top. Jonas Sabete gets the better of Assis there.
Paran. Pablo was there. Sabete, cross court. Good dig by Andal. Asis with another attack who's checked at the net. Cheng to the Coron. Dumps it in the middle. Good anticipation by Andal. One-hand dig by Nang Aiza, and the ball is still alive. Asis, not this time, says the rookie.
I got so scared there for Pontillas dahil mukhang tatamaan siya doon as we go to this technical timeout after that assist hit.
Bitin ba kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
8-5 is the score. Galleries with a better start here in set number 3. And let's see if they can sustain this attack. Audrey Paran in the match for Coach Lerma. As we mentioned, inserted here in the third set and has been doing well so far for Galleries. They've been serving well to start the set, and just like that. Kailan tayo matututo, Mela, na hindi mausog yung mga nagsaserve?
The commentators curse.
Sa basketball, sa mga nag-free throw, dito naman when it comes to their service. Cheng, now at the service line. Good reception by Jimenez. Perez goes to Encarnacion. Finds a way to hit that one. Perez met at the net. Jewel tries again. Challenges the Petro Gazz defense. Sabete goes cross. Andal has been spectacular in set 3. And that goes in for Galleries.
You know what? If there's any advantage of Galleries in this match against Petro Gazz, it's their back row attacks. They've been utilizing those back row hitters very often since the beginning of this game.
Assist. Now serving 4 points now for the rookie. Cheng goes to Dacoron and off the hands of Baliton. Gets the point for Petro Gazz.
Just like that. Dalawa na lang ang kalamangan dito ng Galleries.
Sabete now serving for the Angels. A good reception by Jimenez as Baliton gets that point back for Galleries.
Baliton emerging as the hot hand for Coach Lerma.
9 points now for Rosel. Next to Isa Jimenez, who leads the Galeries Tower Highrisers with 10 points in the match. Ivy Perez serving. That means they have a full front line. Trouble in the reception. Free ball for Galleries. Perez goes to Encarnacion, who had to adjust. Cheng to Pablo. Checked at the net. Puntillas cross court. Good read by Encarnacion. Another long rally here. Pablo tries again. Not over.
Ganda ng coverage ng Petro Gazz. Pero grabe din yung habol ito ni Baliton. Keeping up with the opposite setting of Janelle Cheng. Left, right. Nakailang batuan sa dulo itong si Cheng. Nakahabol siya sa lahat until the blockers force Petro Gazz to commit errors. And right now, ipapahinga muna Myla Pablo. Papasok itong si Nicole Tiamzon, who we featured on top of our coverage, scoring 15 points yesterday next to Myla's 16.
A good reception there by Tiamzon. Back set to Puntillas. Cross court.
Puntillas finding the gap between the blockers. Not the strongest of hits, but definitely a smart attack from the legend. Look at that.
Dacoron now serving for Petro Gazz. The score is 8-11. Over reception there by Andal. Off the hands of the blockers. Cheng will set this one up to Buitre. Ball is still alive. Encarnacion makes something out of that one. Joy to Sabete from the back row. Andal sets it up to Isa. And that does not find the hands of the Petro Gazz blockers. Point goes to the Angels.
You know, one thing I noticed for Isa Jimenez, iset mo na ng mababa na mabilis kasi yung approach niya fit sa mga ganong types of set. She's still working on adjusting to the higher sets na nabibigay sa kanya.
Paran, misreception. Encarnacion running out of space.
Joy Dacoron, I think she's working on being a best server in this conference. That is her third ace of the match.
10 points now for Joy. Good battle now between Joy and Baliton. Mela na
9 points na. Oh.
Very efficient also.
Yes, 64% attack efficiency for Rosel Baliton.
Cheng sets up Puntillas. Lutong? Grabe.
Portilias always reminding everyone that she's capable of so many plays.
Let's take a look at that spike of the set. Brought to us by Duncan, pasalubong ng bayan.
Grabe, parang UST Days niya pala napapanood ko yung mga ganyang play niya eh. Pag double quick talaga eh.
Ivy, back set. Checked at the net. Was Encarnacion. Tries again. Tries to drop this one this time. Cheng goes to Tiamzon. Cheng, back set to Puntillas. Pushes it. Experience.
At dito nagpipay off yung sinasabi natin. Binigyan siya ng chance ni Janelle Cheng kanina makabawi. She was clearly struggling with her attacking, pero after scoring a few points, nagtuloy-tuloy na, and it forced Galeries to call for this timeout.
Yung depensa mo kasi, pumasok ka kagad. Okay? Siyempre nagbabasa yung kalaban. Nakita pumasok ka kagad. Oh, hindi mo nakita na ilalagay niya. Abot mo pa naman yun eh. Again, kung gusto natin manalo, kailangan nakuhin natin yung trabaho. O ano mangyayari pag binilisan mo yung receive mo?
Wala pong
Ha? Hindi tayo makapag-set up. Dahan-dahanin nyo lang. Go, 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 go.
Let's go. Tanda na natin.
Galeries!
Fight! Let's go!
Petro Gazz regains the lead here in set number 3, 12-11. As Joy Dacoron is still at the service line for Petro Gazz. Outside though.
Good timeout by Coach Lerma, cutting the momentum of Dacoron on the service line. Pero grabe, andito na naman tayo sa point na to, na tied na naman yung game. 12 all here in the third frame.
Now serving for Galeries is Encarnacion. Good reception by Sabete. Goes to Buitre. Quickly apologizes to Paran after that hit.
We'd love to see that sportsmanship exchange in the middle of the court. And right now, we're looking at Tolentino being injected in the game by Coach Koji.
Yesterday, 17 excellent sets for the rookie. Let's see if she can close this out for Petro Gazz, and good net defense there from Buitre.
It's also a clear advantage when it comes to blocking. Alam naman natin ang caliber ng mga Lasallians when it comes to blocks.
Hundal, Perez, back set. Miscommunication there from Tempiatura, and Sabete gives Galeries another point.
Petro Gazz actually had a good touch from the blockers, but that confusion from the floor defenders did not work for the Angels. Jimenez will take that point under her sleeves.
Baleton now serving for Galeries. Targeting the libero, over reception. Tolentino had to adjust and unable to make anything out of it.
This is another challenge for Tolentino, no? Kasi she's entering the game na hindi siya mainit, unlike yesterday when she played throughout the match, even started for the Angels.
We have a reaching beyond challenge called by Petro Gazz.
Oh, they might even have a chance on this. Kasi ngayon, pag lumagpas talaga yung kamay ng blockers dun sa net, it is a clear violation already. That's why parang napapansin ko, less aggressive na rin yung mga players ngayon eh, kapag going for the joust.
See your Coach Lerma taking advantage also. Both coaches talking to their squad as we head into a crucial part of the third set. Here's the result of that challenge. It's not a reaching beyond violation on the other end.
So the peak contact was exactly on top of the tape of the net. So this is an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Koji.
The first unsuccessful challenge of Petro Gazz here in this match.
The error. Ito kasi yung period na kailangan lumalamang na ulit si Galeries.
Tiamzon It's now up to serve for Petro Gazz. She was great yesterday in their matchup. Good reception there by Andan. Quick attack.
And look at Asis really wowing the crowd here in Batangas City. Every time she gets a successful attack, iba yung lakas for a medal eh. Saka the type of set kasi na binibigay sa kanya ngayon, mga second tempo kind of sets.
Yeah.
So mas nakakabuelo siya, may backswing, mas may puwersa.
Running attack this time. Good read by Tiamzon. Sabete off the hands of the blockers. Oh, still alive. What a save by Galeries. Buitre.
And look at Marian Buitre connecting with Tolentino. Ganda rin ng set na yun.
With that attack, that sends us to the second technical timeout of set number 3.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Petro Gazz leads 16-15. We are here live at the Batangas City Coliseum where the next led Chameleons will be facing the Chocomucho Flying Titans after this match. It's the second week of our PVL On Tour preseason tournament. Marian Buitre serving for Petro Gazz. Will they close it out in this set? Or does Galeries have another fight in them? 16-all is the score right now after that service error by Buitre.
You know what? In the first technical timeout, it was Galeries who was leading. After the timeout, nag-service error sila. And it is the same story there after the second technical timeout. Care of the Petro Gazz Angels. But right now, back-to-back service errors from both teams. Audrey Paran throwing away one free point, allowing Petro Gazz to take the lead 17-16. We're gonna see another substitution here.
De Guzman in for Pontillas. Mela, that's already 4 service errors for Galeries in this set.
Masyadong malalaki yung binibigay nilang errors. Those 4 errors coming from the serve pa lang, not even including yung mga attack errors nila.
Good serve from Tolentino, Encarnacion pushes it to the other side. Tiamzon to Sabete. Good cover by Tolentino. Sabete tries again. Tolentino, back set to De Guzman. Perez.
Oof!
Good adjustment by Encarnacion. Temperatura. Sabete finds a hole in the defense.
And you see that the confidence of Petro Gazz talagang visible na on their side. Meanwhile, ito namang Galeries Tower Highrisers, you see how they're pressured in this match to keep up with the pace that Petro Gazz have set throughout the match.
Number 11 pick. Tolentino with a serve.
Lucky shot there for Jimenez. They're gonna take it.
What a break. 17-18 now is the score.
But itong si Jimenez, whether or not she got this point, she's been very productive here with her back row hits.
Asis now at the service line for Galeries.
This is also another advantage, having Baliton in the front. Right now, Asis is scoring an ace. What a time for the Galeries Tower Highrisers to stay alive. They are now tied at 18 against Petro Gazz.
That ace forces Coach Koji to call another timeout. Score is 18-all. Let's listen in to their huddle.
After time up, okay, server, don't mistake, serve. Don't mistake. You have to think opponent player mental. Go on, keep the best, let's go.
Good crowd here in the Batangas City Coliseum. As you see, Pau de Guzman, another addition after the draft by Petro Gazz, signed just this conference. This is her first stint here in the Premier Volleyball League. Assist with a serve straight to the net.
Good timeout by Coach Koji, cutting Asus momentum on the service line.
It's 19-18 right now. Sabete is serving. We have De Guzman, Dacoron in front together with Tiamzon. A good serve by Sabete. Perez goes to Baliton. Tempiatura goes to De Guzman and scores her first points of the match.
Look at the Petro Gazz Angels celebrating that point from De Guzman. Another rookie on their helm. Kakaiba rin yung elevation itong batang to. And we can't wait to see more of her experiencing the PVL because definitely she has something to bring in the league.
Perez, combination.
Encarnacion. And it's just so fast. The time flies talaga kasi I'm so used to calling her a rookie also.
Yeah.
But right now, technically, she's a sophomore for the Galeries Highrisers.
You know, yung mga ganong plays na nirarun ni Ivy, gumagana siya kasi Baliton has been very efficient
Yes.
for the Highrisers in this match. And we've seen a lot of that. Tolentino setting up Dacoron, who's checked by Baliton.
On cue. You know, Dacoron, she's been unstoppable for most parts of this match. Not until she met with Rosel Baliton. Look at that. Ooh, but we're seeing Baby Love Barbon down in the middle of the court. We didn't quite catch what happened to her. But I'm assuming she tried to catch that block from Baliton because no one was left at the back part of their court.
That's right. She was trying to cover that block.
And hopefully this is just like yung
tweak.
minor
Hopefully.
stress lang, not really an injury.
Especially early on in the preseason tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Or in any point of any tournament, actually, this is one thing we don't want to see happen to any player.
And we're seeing the stretcher being brought closer to the player. Ito kasi yung hirap sa mga libero talagang dive kung dive. Minsan they forget yung katawan nila na kung ano yung itatama, nababagsak talaga nila. So we're not sure if she landed with her knee and had all her weight on it.
But now, she seems like she wants to
Mukhang
try
kaya
to
naman.
get up on her feet, yeah. And getting an applause from the crowd as she fights through this injury. Walking back to the bench of the Petro Gazz Angels. And now the libero duties solely on the hands of Tempiatura for Petro Gazz. So far, let's see if Barbon will be returning back into the match. Ivy Perez still at the service line. 20 all is our score. Good reception by Tempiatura. Tolentino, good set to De Guzman. Andal to Encarnacion, cross court. That goes in and Galleries regains the lead 21-20 here in set number 3.
Great efforts by Tempiatura, but not enough for Sabete to get to save that ball. Encarnacion owning that point. Coach Koji will call for a time. Let's see if it ices the server.
Side up, side up. Okay, go. Everyone, cover, bro, cover, bro, cover. Come on. Bro, come on, use the arm, use the arm. Come on, let's go.
Hey, sampag na nila. Pasahin nyo muna si Julia. Pasahin nyo muna.
21-20 the score. Galeries regains the lead over Petro Gazz. And
1 point up for the Highrisers.
now a 1 point advantage.
Still at the service zone, their setter, number 9.
Barbon is at the bench of Petro Gazz getting treated by their team, the medical team of Petro Gazz. Let's hope it's nothing serious. Perez with a good serve. Temperatura, underhand set to Tiamzon, out of system. Encarnacion, who's been hot in set number 3.
Encarnacion not letting go of that opportunity.
22-20 is the score. Jana Ihido, you have a report for us? Come in.
Right, Miguel and Mela, I was able to speak to the physical therapist of the Petro Gazz Angels. She told me it's nothing serious for Vila Barbon. I was told that she overextended her knee, but some rest will be required on her end. So let's see if she could still come back to this game. And just to assure you, it's nothing serious. That's all from the sidelines, Miguel and Mela.
Thank you for that reassuring report, Jana. Perez activates the middle. There's a net touch. And just like that, Galeries holding a 3-point lead.
That was quite low for Baliton, but luckily for the Highrisers, they get a violation from Dacoron. And Musa will replace Dacoron here in the third frame with hopes to end this match in straight sets. Because if they don't do anything about it right away, Galeries are looking good to seal this third set.
Perez with the serve. Outside.
That was a costly error. And let's see if Petro Gazz gets to capitalize on that very crucial error from Ivy Perez. They now have Tiamzon, Pontillas, and Buitre in the front row.
Musa with the serve. Good reception by Andal. Back set. Checked at the net. Ball goes to the other side. Outside.
Ito yung sinasabi ni Coach Lerma sa players niya kanina, sundan niyo muna bago niyo pakawalan. Ito naman si Rania, patakbo, nakatingin sa linya. Really making sure that sailed out.
2-point run here by Petro Gazz. Coach Lerma forced to call a timeout. Let's listen into their huddle.
Hindi naman pang-emergency yung set. Dapat tinuloy niyo yun. Okay? Hindi mo ba nakikita pumalo ng patong to? Hindi mo ba nakikita pumalo? Sa ngayon, wala pa yung pinapalo na pato. Nag-o-opposite ka dito. Ayaw mo tanggapin na nandito ka eh.
Kontrol lang.
O sige, doon ka sa dulo.
Dahan-dahan, te. Basta tayo, ha? Galeries!
Musa still at the service line, 23-22. Chocumucho Flying Titans warming up. They will be playing next. Earlier, we saw the next-led Chameleons also warming up prior to their match against the Flying Titans. Andal with a good reception, back set. Jimenez is checked.
Look at that. Isa Jimenez, she's been quite productive throughout this match, but the Petro Gazz Angels learning from all those points earlier from Jimenez and now blocking her at the perfect time. We are tied at 23. And quality minutes, as always, from Nicole Tiamzon.
It's been a game of runs in this match. No lead is safe. Free ball for the Angels. Tolentino goes to Tiamzon. And that sails on the hands of Galeries, and they regain the lead.
And again, this is what we mentioned for in the beginning of this game. When it's Nicole Tiamzon, limited minutes always mean quality minutes. Whether as a starter or off the bench, but the Galeries Tower Highrisers will try to challenge that last hit
Ball in, ball out is the challenge that they're trying to call. 24-23 is the score. If this is a successful challenge by Galleries, the score will be 24-23 in favor of them. Meanwhile, we retain 24-23 if it's an unsuccessful challenge. But it seemed to me like this is also a way
To cut the momentum for
cut the
sure, because
momentum.
that ball clearly sailed out. But they're gonna try everything they can. As we know, volleyball is a game of momentum.
Pinagalan ko ng konti, Mele, kasi, you know, we've seen crazier things in our challenge. Minsan, we think it's already in or out, but then, since volleyball is a game of inches, you know, can never be too sure. And just like that, Petro Gazz is serving for the match. Musa, andal with the reception. Encarnacion, combination, good dig by Tiamzon. Eyes up on Tias, cross court. Perez was there. Did you say hometown? And do you guys hear this crowd
Parang
cheering
home advantage talaga eh.
for Joel Encarnacion? It doesn't matter kung naka-purple, naka-green, naka-red, naka-teal. Everyone cheering on Joel Encarnacion after that point.
Our first extended set only for Jewel to give that point away. They still have a chance at this, but they have to play flawless as Petro Gazz is now at match point.
Aiza Maizo Puntilias
Yesterday came in with an ace.
serves, short serve, free ball Petro. Is this the ball game? Buitre unable to send it over. Tiamzon with her 4th point of set 3 gives Petro Gazz their first win of the PVL on tour pre-season tournament. Watch this point of the set brought to us by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. 4 points from Tiamzon, all in the 4th set. Crucial kill block. We'll be back to wrap this baby up. Petro Gazz takes this game in 3 straight sets. But before anything else, we're going to be sending it over to Jana Ejido, who's with our hometown hero, Joel Encarnacion.
That's right, Miguel. I'm here with Batangueña, Jewel Encarnacion. Jewel, what a run Galleries had here in Batangas. Is there anything you want to say to everyone watching here in Batangas City?
Ay magandang gabi ho, Batangas City! Ako po ay taos-pusong nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat sa napakainit na pagtanggap sa amin dito sa PVL. Napakasarap po, napakasarap sa puso na marinigan niyong palakpak ang inyong hiyaw, ang inyong suporta para sa bawat teams na nandito ngayon. Sana po ay patuloy niyo kaming suportahan at bumabati po ako ulit. Muli, magandang gabi, maraming salamat.
right, thank you very much, Jewel. And now we are here with our player of the game, Joy Dacoron of the Petro Gazz Angels with 10 points coming from 5 attacks, 2 blocks, and 3 aces. Joy, congratulations. Definitely a comeback from yesterday's loss. Tell me, ano yung naging game plan nyo today for your second game here in Batangas?
We are very happy na yesterday's game, Pete said, and kami ay laging challenger. So, ngayon na game, sobrang handa kami and binibigay namin yung best namin and we are very happy kasi si Coach nagbigay tiwala sa amin, lalo na sa mga bata namin. And this is a good PVL tournament na preparation for our big league dito sa PVL.
And of course, nandito tayo sa Batangas ngayon. Tell us, how was your experience, you and your teammates here in Batangas City so far?
Sobrang maraming salamat Batanggenyos, to all the Batangas na nandito, nanunood. Sobrang happy kami kasi hindi magangyari itong PVL Tour kung hindi dahil sa inyo. Kaya sana po, babalik pa po kami at dadami pa tayo dito inside the arena.
And now, Joy, greetings to everyone watching. Go ahead.
Sa lahat po na nanonood online, maraming salamat po. Abagan niyo po ang maganda pang laro dito sa PVL and happy birthday kay Kuya Emong and to my family. Thank you for watching. PVL fans and the Petro Gazz family, maraming salamat.
All right, congratulations once again. Joy Dacoron is your player of the game. Happy birthday ulit, Kuya Emong. And let's wrap it up. Miguel and Mela.
Thank you, Jana. Congratulations. Joy Dacoron as we check in the highlights from our just concluded match. Petro Gazz taking this in 3 straight sets, Mela.
So nice to see Petro Gazz come back from that 5-set loss last night. At ngayon naman, makakauwi sila ng peaceful after getting that big win over the Galeries Tower Highrisers, who really gave them a hard time dahil that win wasn't a walk in the park. Until the last second, they were challenged by the young squad of the Highrisers. And luckily for Petro Gazz, they were able to study the power rookie in Jean Assis early on. She wasn't as explosive in this match, but definitely there's a bright future for all the rookies after seeing them debut yesterday. But again, the veteran savvy of the Petro Gazz Angels taking over this match against the Galeries Tower Highrisers.
That's right. Petro Gazz winning their first match here in the PVL on tour at the expense of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Now, it will be interesting to see, Mela, how this tournament will unfold for all of these teams. Ngayon, we've done Bigan. Now we're in Batangas. Kaya subaybay lang po tayo lahat kung saan susunod pupunta ang PVL. But before we end this Sunday's doubleheader, kita naman natin, the next match will be between Chocomucho Flying Titans and the Next Led Chameleons. Stay tuned because we'll be back for more PVL On Tour preseason tournament action. You're watching the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball.